Thanks for tuning in to Jam Happy Hour, benefiting Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. I'm Michelle, the M in Jam Sellers, that with my husband John, we started a decade ago. Sweet Relief is a nonprofit fund that provides financial assistance for career musicians and industry workers who are struggling to make ends meet. And with your help, over the next 12 months, Jam Sellers is committed to raising $25,000 for Sweet Relief. Simply listen in, comment, share, or like, and Jam Sellers will donate $1 up to $2,500 per show if you do. Plus, you can click or text to donate directly to Sweet Relief. So pour yourself a glass of butter Chardonnay and get ready to enjoy some new music. Cheers.
Cheers indeed. Welcome into the Jam Happy Hour benefiting the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. My name is Jana. Today we are being joined by Papaya Noon coming in from the UK. So hello from across the pond. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Really excited.
You're our very first UK-based performance ever in the series. So it's going to be a very, very special night. And it is very much night where you are right now.
Yeah, it's at midnight right now, so we've dressed it up with some nice lamps. More lamps actually, so just many lamps.
Greg and Annie are jumping in with us tonight, not only to raise some money for the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, but also so we can just kind of get to know each other a little bit better. That's what I love about this hour. You know, it's like the fans of our wine get to know your music, and your fans get to know us a little bit better. And basically, it's just a community where we just love hanging out, listening to music, and telling stories. So again, thank you for being here. It is the fastest hour in music, and I say that every time. So I would love to jump in right away and kind of set the tone, maybe for people that aren't familiar with your music. How would you describe your sound?
I don't know. we just love writing music here in the studio. We'll start with drums and then try and give it some heart and just give it a little bit of groove as well. And then we give it over to Annie. She does some vocals.
Mm-hmm.
Just go from there, really.
So it all comes together very organically.
Yeah, really quickly.
That's not a plant joke.
No, it actually is very organic in here, but as well. But
if you are listening in the podcast, you cannot see they are surrounded by all these beautiful plants, and it's like a very lush space. I just want to kind of move in and be in that space because it seems very chill. So yeah. All right, so we've got layers, we've got drums, and we've got heart, and we've got vocals, and we've got a little bit of a groove. So what would you like to play for us first here in the Jam Happy Hour?
This song's called Morning Light. Wrote it a couple years ago, and it's kind of stuck with us. So yeah, we're stuck with it.
Fantastic. All right, let's kick it off with Morning Light here in the Jam Happy Hour benefiting Sweet Relief with Papaya Noon. Enjoy. This is going to be a vibe. I can already tell, like, oh my God, I just lost all kinds of time in that song. I'm like, yep, just kind of in it. Is that kind of what you're going for? Like when you create these songs, like you just want to take people kind of like out of whatever they're in at that moment and just kind of relax into the music because it was like so chill.
Yeah. Basically, we just want everyone to be in this room, like when we write these songs. And yeah, that's why we don't really have a genre in mind. We're just trying to like write songs that kind of sound the same, but kind of have like the same fundamentals of like heart and like groove. So
I may date myself, which has been known to happen quite often. I remember the first time I got my hands on a double CD disc way back in the day, and it was titled Mushroom Jazz.
I actually really, that's a great concept. That is
It,
mushroom jazz.
I mean, you put it on, and like 4 hours later, you're like, what the hell just happened? Like,
That's kind of what
and
we're going for, you know.
yeah, I'm not mad at it, but I mean, I kind of get like the same vibe of like what you're saying. Like, if you have like-minded songs, and you can kind of stream them all together, and you can get people out of their heads and out of their stress and out of their troubles, and just kind of be like in that headspace of like, this just feels good. Like that, you're doing community service.
If you like to put it that way, yeah, sure.
Totally. What were some of the influences that you guys grew up with, like musically, that you think might have kind of set this tone?
So my parents used to listen to a lot of like funk soul disco.
Hmm.
So that's kind of like where we love the 70s and we love like the funk and soul around that era.
Hmm.
So yeah, but we want to try and like update it, but keep like the heart and the groove of that aspect, but
Hmm.
not put a genre on it, you know? So yeah.
It's big bass lines for sure. And the crazy thing is now, like even in pop music, it's coming back around. Like it's come like people are. I think it's almost like comfort food. Like you just want feel good music, and so you go back to the '70s because that was like,
Yeah. Go
there was a
out
ton of
party.
that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's what we try and do each time. Yeah, we love the 70s basically and the 90s.
So what do you think about this hybrid of like Elton John going back and redoing songs with like Dua and Britney and like so you've got this modern spin on a 70s song, making it new again. Actually, there's a lot of that going on right now. And whether it's 70s, 80s or 90s, it is taking old songs, putting new spins on them and making them new again. Do you think that's a good thing or do you think it's like, "Oh, that's just a little like, I don't know, easy."
It's nice because it gives like publicity to the songs that they're kind of like covering or like sampling.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are putting a new spin on it, and gives songwriters money as well. So that's
Yeah.
always good. And they're great songs, you know. They deserve like praise and yeah. So yeah, we like it, to be honest. Like Lizzo, love Lizzo. She's great.
Oh yeah, she's definitely got a vibe going. But you bring up a good point. With like, but the songwriter is getting paid, for bringing the songs back around. Is something typically people don't think of. And speaking of money, we are raising money tonight for the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, and it's really easy to do. For every like, click, share, comment, high five, emoji, whatever you're feeling, just post it on any of the platforms. We will donate $1 for everything that you do, and I particularly like to invite the fans to post things that would make the artist laugh mid-song because I just like to see people get trumped up. So please, if you can, I'll donate an extra $10 if that guy cracks a smile during a song.
It's gonna smile a little for that now.
A little bit, Greg. The challenge has been thrown, and thanks again for being with us here in the Jam Happy Hour to benefit the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund because it's just a great hour of music, but also for a great cause too. So, you guys, you approach it very interestingly. That you are very, it seems, and maybe I'm wrong, you're very pro social media. And
Yeah,
obviously, it's such a great tool these days, but why do you embrace it as much as you do?
that's the only thing we had in lockdown.
Hmm.
We started writing music like just before lockdown, and it was like you couldn't play shows or anything, and I've
Right.
never really played shows and I get quite nervous. So like high on social media and like making, you know, these like videos and stuff. It's like all we had. So I think from the amount we did it, we kind of got like a vibe going with the plants and stuff. So yeah, people liked it.
You're right. You know, like everybody was kind of stuck in their own bubbles for the longest time, and like you guys are definitely kicking off like this amazing like chill aesthetic, and also musically as well. So I would totally hang out in your flat for sure. So
Coming
I
up.
mean, I'm I'm in for it. So you guys very early on realized that by being open and being accessible on your socials, it brought fans in. And now that the world is kind of opened back up again, what's the next step for Papaya Noon? Like, what are you going to conquer next?
Um, we want shows because we feel like we're just like, you know, social media musicians almost at this point. So we want to do more shows and do like the fun bit, you know, not
Yeah.
sitting at just us two, like going out and playing shows for people. Yeah, that's the next step. And we just got partnered up with Midnight Agency in Canada. So
Okay.
hopefully soon we're gonna have some shows around Canada, maybe.
Doing a little North American trip.
Yeah, yeah, for
We're
sure.
all right. Well, hopefully we'll get you to come down and maybe hang with us in Napa here in our lovely performance space here. And speaking of performing, again, fastest hour ever. We're almost a quarter of the way in, and I just keep talking. So, what song would you like to play for us next here in the Sweet Relief Musicians Fun Jam Happy Hour?
This one's called Tangerine.
Tangerine. I just love all
Yeah,
this. You
yeah.
guys just make me smile. What is this song about?
Uh, I'm gonna pass you over to Annie because she knows.
Yay.
Um, so this song is about the sun. A lot of the songs we do are about plants or the sun. Some of them about serious things, but yes, a lot of them are about nature and stuff. So yeah, this one's about the sun.
Wonderful. Well, here's Tangerine from Papaya Noon in the Jam Happy Hour. Thank you. I love the influence of nature and, connecting to that. And especially, you know, with a lot of this kind of coming down, during this pandemic where everybody was kind of locked inside and all of a sudden we realized how much we missed it, you know. Is there some of the influence kind of coming from that like time period of just like, I just want to be outside and, in the air and in the nature?
Yeah, for sure. We moved to Cardiff as soon as the lockdown happened. We
Ah,
literally just moved into a flat, and we were just in the flat for then 2 years. So it was about bringing all the nature into the music, and sitting on the Prophet and trying to recreate the sounds of nature with the Prophet and seeing what we could come up with. So yeah, we're always trying to bring that into it. It's not just about having the plants and the videos; it's about having it in the music as well. So when we go to the studio, we take the plants with us and we like record them, and then we
yeah.
put it in the tracks. So we just like wave them around and record the leaves and just see what happens. But we just love getting that in there because it brings the edge that we like.
There's something so intoxicating about like breeze through trees, or the rhythm of crickets. Like you can find a lot of that kind of undulation, like you said, in nature. And the fact that you guys kind of bring it into the music is really cool. And I'm assuming with a name like Papaya Noon, there's some reference in there as well.
For sure. Yeah. We normally write in golden hour, where the sun's good,
Mm,
looks nice and
that's where
stuff.
we take all of our best selfies.
Yeah, I make all the good decisions.
Yes.
Uh,
For
yeah,
those who maybe don't understand what the golden hour is, do you want to kind of explain it, Greg?
yeah. I'm not actually sure I know myself, but I think when the sun's just about to go down,
Mhm.
and yeah, the sun's low. It's kind of really orange and like papaya. That's kind of what the name's about. Like the orange. It's like the imagery of like the sun and stuff in the room. So yeah, that's golden hour.
I think if you actually go into your Instagram and search filters, you can find a golden hour filter that will give you that glow whenever you like. But musically, to be able to grab onto it at 9 o'clock in the morning over, a walk. Oh, that sounds like that's going to be delightful for me tomorrow morning. I love this vibe you guys are putting out. And hopefully, everybody watching along is too. And if you do, if you want to drop an emoji of what the golden hour looks like for you, whether that's a sunbeam or, I don't know, a sleeping cat or whatever that might be, feel free to do so, because every time you do that, we'll donate $1 to the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. Because, yeah, there's something about whenever I do get away and get vacation, I tend to gravitate towards water. And if you hit the right coast, I mean, you can get that golden hour for like a solid hour coming out of the west. And there is something magical about that. So I love that you guys have kind of connected to that, and you share it also, musically as well. Do you know of anybody else who's kind of like doing that same kind of vibe right now? Like your peers, your counterparts, like tell me about your musical community.
Um, we've kind of it's been online, to be honest, at the moment, and majority of people are in the States.
Hmm.
But we're just like at the moment meeting with musicians here and doing like collaboration videos and stuff with them, and then like we're going to turn them into songs eventually. So we just started getting to know the Cardiff music scene at the moment. So just all the great people like doing like a similar thing to us around us. We want to just like share our audiences and
Hmm.
like have some fun.
You really do approach it in this very social media collaborative way. Like this is like I've interviewed a lot of artists over the years. I've been doing this for 25 years. And so to see like the full arc of, analog, reel to reel to, label plotted out album deals to now we're in this like wild, wild west of, emerging technologies, and good Lord save us when the AI comes along. But it's, you don't have to wait for anything. You don't have to have permission to do anything. You can literally collaborate with someone that you're vibing with and drop it into the ether right away. How freeing is that? Like, how cool does that feel?
Yeah, it gives kind of everyone who has access to like social media a more even platform, because you can post like videos and one of them goes off and it changes people's lives. So
Yep.
yeah, really powerful tool. And yeah, but we don't want to be TikTok musicians anymore.
Well, I mean, a lot of musicians are crossing over. I mean, it's like, when you find this success, obviously it clicks and then you get the streams, the numbers, the downloads, the attention, the deal. This whole new like genre of this not a genre because we don't like genre. This whole new like way to get the attention is there. And like you guys have dove headfirst in and you're seeing endorsements from it. You're seeing, a lot of people reaching out to you in a sphere of music that is, up here, someone we are very familiar with here at Jam Sellers and upcoming at the Bottle Rock Music Festival is one Mr. Snoop D-O double G. And tell me about what's happening there because I know that had to be a very surreal moment when you're like, excuse me, Mr. Dog is on the line. And you're like, excuse what? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, that caught us off guard, to be honest. So we've been posting like really consistently from like November, and then we've like a few videos of like done really well, and we've had a few reach outs. Like Snoop Dogg commented in one of our videos. We've had Missy Elliott share a video, and who else? Queen Latifah as well.
I'm just going to back up and say Missy Elliott. That would be the first female rapper ever inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame later this year. So cheers to Missy on that. That's kind of a big deal. As is a Snoop, as is all Queen Latifah. I mean, who sees these first and who freaks out?
Yeah, it's just it happened at night, and we didn't sleep that night. We were just like,
and he's like me. I'm freaking out. I love that.
Really great.
It's like, and it's also like you think like social media for the longest time we thought everything was disconnected, and you begin to realize because of it, actually everybody is connected.
Yeah.
In a weird kind of way, and your music is connecting people at the same time too.
Yeah, it's kind of a good reach, but then you spend a lot of time doing it, and like when you could be doing other things like get a live set together, putting out songs. So there's kind of like a balance to get, which we haven't found yet. So, but we're getting there, mate.
Goals are beautiful things. If you guys would like to see Papaya Noon come to your town, just like comment below where you're at. We can make like a whole tour set list here of where they need to go and visit and play because I would pull up a front row seat and just like take the biggest deep breath. But it almost would have to be outside, like during the day. Maybe in the golden hour. Amphitheater.
Always in the golden hour. Only in the
Always in the golden hour. I love this. What would you like to play for us next here in the Jam Happy Hour?
It's a song. It's called Patience. It's really new. Got out a video like last week or something. Got a song together, and here it is.
All right, awesome. Patience here in the Jam Happy Hour with Papaya Noon. Enjoy.
Came to say I thought it was about you.
racing. Your endless motivation. I know your time is wasted, keeping me busy. I'm racing. Your endless motivation. I know your time is wasted, keeping me busy. I'm racing. You come with perfect patience. I know your time is wasted, keeping me busy. Game, game, we did before. Game, we did before. Game, I gave you what you asked me for. 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 I gave you what you asked me for.
So I feel like that maybe that is one of the more serious songs you alluded to before.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it is one of our more serious ones. Yeah.
How cool is it that you can write something like that? And obviously, you wrote it from a place, but it can connect with someone perhaps in a completely different place.
Yeah, it's really lush. I love that crossover. And if people message and say they've heard a song and it's made them think about something that wasn't even written about, it's written about something else, but there's
Yeah.
that link there. I love that. It's like a connection. It's really powerful. Yeah, I love it.
It's one of the coolest things about music. And so I've always kind of enjoyed, playing music just as a radio, person and programmer. But to actually be able to create that and create something that will connect on either the level that you intended or some other complete, whatever they're needing to hear in that moment, here you are, giving it to them and putting it into the universe. Does that feel powerful?
Yeah, I think it's scary
Mm,
because to have the confidence to go forward and allow yourself to be vulnerable and for people to hear it and then respond to it in the way that you hope they will,
yeah.
it's a scary process, but you've just got to go in, haven't you, and hope that people feel it in the same way.
I think so. I mean, music is always connected on a much different level, and there's science behind it. I mean, there's so many reams and reams and reams. That's old school paper stuff, but there's so many volumes of research on how even the saddest music you could ever possibly find, by listening to it, it makes you feel better.
Yeah, for sure.
I've always found that incredibly interesting that the sad songs make you happy.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You just
Yeah.
sing along to more, and as once you get into more, and I don't know, you just tap into it, don't you? It's really powerful. I love that.
I think it's also a bit alluding back to community and, just knowing you're not alone in how you're feeling or what you're vibing and, or even just, what you're hearing. I think is a pretty powerful thing too. And you talk about, being like this social media experience, experience, kind of fit in both. But you talk about wanting to go outside of that and pushing your boundaries. Have you always been like challenge goal oriented? Like, have you always thought ahead to the next step? Like, where are we going with Papaya Noon now?
Yeah, we are like that. Annoyingly so. We are,
I think it's a good thing.
I think it is. I think it is a good thing. We don't really. Yeah, we just keep pushing forward. There's places that we want to go. There's things that we want to do, and we just keep striving to do better. And change and grow. That's we love that. All about the growth.
Amen to that. All about the growth. Do a quick reset. If you're just jumping into the Jam Happy Hour this evening, we are with Papaya Noon. They are coming in from the UK this evening, so it is like past midnight. What? Thank you again for staying up. Well, it's not late, but thank you for staying up and hanging with us. You know, happy hour in California right now. So cheers to you and cheers to everybody watching along. It is a benefit for the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. The only job you have to do is click like or drop a happy face, or you can even Venmo, you can tags if you want to be a part of this incredible fund that benefits not only musicians but entertainers at venues all around the world. So feel free to do that if you like. And if you're just enjoying the music, put a thumbs up, and we'll keep rolling along here in the Jam Happy Hour with Papaya Noon. Well over the halfway mark. Again, it goes by fast, but I'm just really intrigued by y'all and like the story and the vibe and the fact that you have endless possibilities at this point.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything by any kind of playbook. You're very much doing your own thing.
Yeah. I think get back to social media because that it's just so powerful, and I feel it just gives everyone like an equal opportunity. It's just such a powerful tool, and all you've got to do is post and like just put stuff out there. It's so important. So yeah, just tell anyone to do that and that.
Well, these content creators, you know, influencers, creators, this, that, and the other. And you guys are influencers. I mean, you've got endorsement deals coming in, and whether, you know, it's on a micro scale or the soon to be macro scale, like obviously people are enjoying the content. Do you feel a stress to continually create and post?
Yeah.
Worse, right?
Yeah, but you know, you just got to remember, like, we don't get any validation from anywhere else. We haven't done many gigs, and it's like, unfortunately, it's a good place for validation. So yeah, it's not good to go on.
I'm gonna add something. Yeah,
Something.
yeah. I think it's all that thing where you're making videos and stuff, and it's a lot to keep up with. But then I think when we post and when people message or they comment and they say something that's, you know, really, really amazing, really nice, then you're like, oh, this is, you know, it kind of gets you going to go again. You know, you're like, no, actually, people somewhere in the world, somebody likes this, so let's do it.
A lot of people like it. I mean, the numbers are definitely impressive, and you know, nowhere to go but, you know, up and out, which is really, like you said, it's like it's endless possibilities as to, you know, what's going to come next. And I always loved. I'm a vision boarder. I like to project. I like to say, you know, this is possible. And let's say 2 years from now, you're playing a gig at your favorite venue. What gig, what venue is that going to be?
We'd love these like small, like not that small to be honest, but like jazz cafe or Blue Note, you know, those sorts.
Okay.
Like get live bands, you know, that's like the dream, to be honest. Like a nice, everyone sitting down with like a lamp next to them, and everyone's drinking like red wine or like whiskey, just getting a bit
old fashioned.
Yeah.
Blanton's on the rocks.
Oh yeah, yeah. But then there's like
Low
a dark,
light.
you know, so people are available to come up and groove a little. So
Ah, I like that. I think it's going to happen. And I think it's going to be less than 2 years from now, because you've got such a good thing going here, and obviously the backing from the people that love what you're doing. And it is honestly, it may sound cheesy, but it's a vibe that people need and I think are craving right now.
appreciate that. Yeah.
So,
Well, hopefully, we'll see.
well, yeah, that's why we're here. So let's give them what they want. And let's jump in on another song this evening, where it's going to be our fourth one in here in the Jam Happy Hour. And again, I invite everybody to, you know, share, like, comment, throw up emojis, whatever you're feeling in this song. I'm going to jump on my Facebook and start throwing up some emojis myself, because everyone donates $1. But what would you like to play for us next here in the Jam Happy Hour?
Okay, thanks, Greg.
This track's called Blush. It's one of our like more popular videos on Instagram. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
All right, here's Blush in the Jam Happy Hour with Papaya Noon. Enjoy. There are no coincidences in life. I have to tell you, that's a great song. First and foremost, "Blush" with Papaya Noon for sure. Uh, the theme of my entire therapy session today was shame. So I'm a little flipped out right now, in a good way. That's what you're talking about. How you take these feelings, you take these emotions, you put them, into these like snackable, like little time bombs that pull you out of your own head and make you feel like you're so not alone. Like I love what you guys are doing.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
I can understand why people react to that one a whole lot. And if you guys aren't following along with Papaya Noon, Instagram, TikTok, they are very active. They're always posting and sharing their music. And then, when you see them at your favorite jazz club in the next 18 to 24 months, you can be like, I've been there since the beginning. I was follower 11,000 and I'm here for that. So thank you for sharing that. I think people forget, like when you are kind of behind this wall, this internet wall, that it's real things and it's real feelings and it's real vibes. And you guys are putting that into the music and putting it out there for others to feel so not alone. But you're not alone. You actually have help. You have a manager,
We do.
Jeff.
My boy
We
Jeff.
need to talk about Jeff. For people that maybe don't understand, like, what is the role of a manager for you at this point?
He's just like our brain.
Can we all get a manager then?
Yeah, like you just need one in life. Everyone needs a Jeff.
Yeah.
He's just knowledge, and kindness.
Gotcha.
What Jeff is.
Knowledge. Do you find that he makes you better artists?
I think so. Yeah. He's always pushing the boundaries, like what we can do. Like I wouldn't have said we would be able to do this live show, for instance.
Yeah.
So, like he pushed us to do it, and we're really happy that we did. So,
We're so
yeah.
happy you did too. I think you always have to have like a cheerleader or someone that encourages you to step outside of your boundaries, 100% for sure. And when you have someone that they are dedicated to you and your craft, I think it does just kind of makes you a better artist overall. Um, or a better human, however it's going to go. So hopefully he's in it for the long haul, because there are exciting things to come for sure. What is the plan for the rest of the year? Like, what are the plans for Papaya Noon moving through 23, which we are almost halfway through, which is kind of freaking me out.
Yeah, really horrible. Let's not talk about that. That's really horrible. But at least there's better weather though, and I'm all up for that.
Yeah.
So we've got like a 4-track EP that we're working on that we're kind of nearly finished with, and then we just want to like collaborate with everyone. We just want to get everyone together, like the people that we met online, people that we met in Cardiff, make some songs together. Then we can go out and like do a gig, and then we all share our audiences and stuff, like share fans, whatever. And yeah, just have a nice time, do some gigs, and write some music. That's what it's all
Now,
about.
me being a girl raised in Alabama, I've worked pretty extensively throughout the Midwest and the Southeast musically. I have very limited experience in the Cardiff, but you've mentioned the music scene a couple of times. Like, what is the Cardiff music scene?
It's a good music scene, so it's very bandy, but there's some like sort of soul-y bands and R&B bands sort of like coming up. But people in Wales, like everyone can sing here. Everyone's just like incredible singers. It's just like the land of the song.
Okay.
I've made it up, but that sounds like that should be a thing.
I think so. I'm buying it.
Yeah, I mean, sold. So there are some incredible singers here, and people just like live for music. So it's like a great place to be, and it's a great community as well. So.
Did you grow up knowing you wanted to be in music? Like, was it always a thing that you were just constantly like next to the radio, or messing around with mom and dad's vinyl, or like, were you a musical kid?
The vinyl, especially, I've like been producing just like the bedroom for like over a decade,
Right.
and just like messing around with like just like a hi-fi system. I used to like there's like hi-fi stacks you get, love it.
Oh yeah.
I love all like old equipment. Like we've got this Rhodes here, we've got the Prophet. Yeah, so I've just always been around it. And Annie used to be, well, still is a techno DJ.
Boss lady.
But in different ways, the music's always been there. So I did dancing for like 15 years.
Okay.
And did DJing for a long time, 13 years. And now this, so it's always like there's always music there. There's always the thing.
To jump tracks for a second, as a female DJ,
Yeah.
are you seeing more of them these days? Because for the longest time, it's been there's a handful of us in the world, and that's it. And I feel like there maybe is more, but you as boots on the ground, like, are you seeing more and more women becoming comfortable with that role?
Yeah. I think there are more and more women doing it, and I think the women that are coming through are absolutely killing it as well.
Nice.
We went to see a show actually last week, and one of the headlines was a female, and she was amazing. So yeah, I love it. I think it's getting more and more. It still needs to keep going. It's still not quite, but we're heading in the right direction.
I like that. All right. We'll take that. We'll go in the right direction with that one. I am also quite nerdy when it comes to like production equipment and software and industries. And now, literally, as you are showing, like people can make multi-layered music, in their bedroom, in their bathroom if they care to. Like, you can do anything almost on your phone at this point. But obviously, with a good laptop, you can create some pretty amazing things. I think that's a beautiful thing when it comes to music. Artists like yourself, can do things without these major, studios having to happen. Do you see like your, people that you're interacting with online, are they getting inspired to create their own as well because of what you're doing?
Yeah, we have actually had a few people say that, which is really, really nice. That's kind of the biggest compliment that you can give if somebody messages you and says, "I haven't done music for 5 years and
Yeah.
listens, that's made me want to get into it again." That's kind of crazy. So yeah, that's always really shocking. We're like, wow, that's amazing. Um,
Great.
yeah, no, we love the equipment. We love the old equipment. The problem with old equipment is it breaks a lot,
A lot.
but we still buy we take the risk. It just, yeah, we love it. But yeah, that's kind of the biggest compliment that someone could pay you, really. Which is lush. Yeah.
It is lush, and I love that you use that word because there's not enough lush in lives these days, and I think your music definitely comes across as very lush. And I have this old analog reel to reel that I never pull out because, like you said, like if I lose a reel, like I'm totally screwed, and there's only so much super glue in the world. But there is something very lush to that old analog sound. That made music different. When you think back to the music that you grew up on, who do you find in that lush sound?
Oh goodness.
We're very different, aren't we?
Yeah, you do.
She's like, we were so different.
Um, like I used to love like funk and soul and indie as well. So it's very much like based in like that groovy sort of. Well, it was like pop back then, wasn't it? So you
Yeah.
know, Bee Gees, like Cool and the Gang. Um,
Cool in the Gang. So underrated, by the way.
I think they're rated perfectly
I think
because
they did not get enough due in their day. 100%.
oh, they're so good. Yeah, and Annie has a very different like musical upbringing, didn't you?
Yeah, mine was really, really eclectic actually when I was younger. Um, but when I was growing up, my stepdad always used to play R&B, 90s R&B just all the
Mm.
time. So I loved that sound. I loved that. Anybody from 90s R&B is just like, yeah,
Like the Casey and JoJo's and the TLC's and the Boys to Men and
stunning. Yeah.
all the
So
harmonies.
I grew up with that really. So that was, yeah. And then I went to techno and then came back.
And you brought it all back with you, which is it's perfect. We're hanging with Papaya Noon here in the Jam Happy Hour this evening. We are benefiting Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, so please continue to comment, like, share. You don't have to do a thing. We'll donate the dollar on your behalf. Just have some fun throwing some stuff up on your YouTube or your Facebook or wherever you're watching us this evening because it really does go a long way. And music heals, and music's a beautiful thing. And the fact that we can do this together is a lot of fun, and especially with Papaya Noon coming in from the UK where it's well past midnight at this point. Let's jump in on another song before you guys get sleepy on us. Greg and Annie are joining us here tonight in the Jam Happy Hour. What would you like to play for us next?
It's a track with no name, but it's a groovy one.
Nameless track.
Well, we like a groovy track with no name here in the Jam Happy Hour. Enjoy.
No brightness, no chasing.
So how does one add the song with no name to my playlist? Because I love that song.
That's the one that Snoop Dogg likes as well. So
Oh, well, then I'm in great company.
so funny. We've been calling it Snoop for a long time because we haven't got a name.
I think you should track list it for sure. You guys, if you're enjoying the music this evening, definitely go and follow and like Papaya Noon on all the platforms. Every little click honestly goes a long way. It's all monitored. It is a big deal. If you're enjoying the music, that simple little like and that little heart can go a long way. So support your favorite musicians and your artists, and also support the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund when you can. And this is a great way to do it here tonight by simply just liking and clicking and sharing and commenting, because we will donate that dollar on your behalf while you enjoy this great music here with Papaya Noon. The hour is quickly coming to a close. Again, it's so fast. It's so crazy. But it's a really great time getting to know you better and getting to know your sound a little bit better. And anybody that can hang out in a room full of plants and a disco ball, I'm in.
Oh, can you see it? That's good.
I do, yeah, in the back there.
Glad to be.
What is the disco ball? What is that? The homage to funk?
Yeah, we got like a set of decks in the back. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
So on a Friday night, we just put some vinyls on and DJ with a disco ball and a few drinks. You know.
I want to come hang out with you in Cardiff, and I want to be a part of that because that sounds like a fantastic time.
Yeah, it absolutely is. We love it.
Well, thank you for sharing your time and your talent and your stories and your music with us this evening. We have time for one more song. What would you like to play for us lastly here in the Jam Happy Hour?
So this track's called Sunshine, and we wrote it with our friends Danny and Leon. So if they're watching, hi guys.
Better comment. Excellent. Thanks. Here's Papaya Noon in the Jam Happy Hour. Enjoy. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight here in the Jam Happy Hour. I hope anybody who maybe just kind of got to know you a little bit better this evening will jump in and support you on all the SoundClouds and the TikToks and the Twitters. And I know all the links are on your Instagram. What a great vibe. What a great thing you guys are putting out into the world. And thank you for sharing it with us here in the Jam Happy Hour for the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. I say cheers to you. Cheers to the music. Cheers to the jazz clubs in the future. Cheers to all the live gigs and everything to come our way. And thanks to everybody who watched and enjoyed this evening. So good. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Papaya Noon, Greg, Annie.